the whole Mike Vrabel and Dianna Russini thing blew up out of nowhere this past spring, and honestly, it felt like it took over every sports timeline overnight. It all started when a bunch of resort photos from Sedona, Arizona started circulating online, and people immediately started connecting dots. Nobody expected a veteran NFL head coach and a well-known league insider to be the center of a viral firestorm. But that's exactly what happened. The pictures that got everyone talking showed the two of them looking pretty cozy, fingers interlaced, sharing a rooftop moment at a fancy bungalow, and just generally hanging out by the pool and hot tub. You know how the internet is. Once those images dropped, people weren't just seeing casual vacation shots, they were reading into every little detail and treating it like a full-blown scandal. To make things even messier, an older photo from 2020 surfaced not long after, showing Vrabel and Russini sitting super close at a New York bar. In that one, it looked like he was leaning in pretty close, and that was all the fuel the rumor mill needed. Suddenly, it wasn't just about one weekend trip. It felt like a timeline was being pieced together in real time. Both of them quickly pushed back, saying the whole thing was way overblown. Vrabel called the romantic angle laughable, while Russini pointed out that there was actually a bigger group hanging out that day, and that reporters naturally cross paths with sources outside of stadiums. Her editor even stepped in to say the photos were missing crucial context. But honestly, once something goes viral, explanations rarely slow down the conversation. Things got real fast for Russini professionally. The Athletic launched an internal review, put her on non-reporting status, and the pressure kept mounting until she decided to walk away. She resigned in mid-April, dropping a pretty blunt statement about not wanting to go through a public circus that had already caused more damage than she was willing to stick around for. She even wiped her ex account, which basically said it all. Vrabel's side of things played out a little differently, but was just as heavy. He actually sat out the final day of the NFL draft to go to counseling, and when he finally spoke up a few weeks later, he admitted he'd been having tough conversations with his family and the Patriots front office. The team publicly backed him, saying they supported him putting his family first, which kept him from getting completely swallowed by the noise. Fans and media didn't exactly let it go quietly, though. Social media went into detective mode, digging through old posts and debating whether female sports journalists get dragged way harder than guys in similar situations. Eagles fans even started tying it back to trade rumors involving A.J. Brown, which felt like a stretch to most people, but it shows how quickly these things get weaponized in the sports world. At the end of the day, this whole situation really highlights how blurry the line's gotten between work and personal life in modern sports media. Reporters and coaches have to interact constantly, but when those interactions get photographed and dumped online, the professional boundaries start looking a lot thinner. Throw in the instant judgment culture of social media, and it's a recipe for a PR nightmare, regardless of what's actually going on behind closed doors. As of right now, Vrabel's still running the Patriots sidelines, and the organization's trying to lock in for the upcoming season like nothing happened. Russini's moved on from The Athletic, and while the internal investigation supposedly wrapped up quietly, she's stayed completely out of the public eye. The dust has mostly settled, but the whole thing definitely left a mark on how people view insider relationships in the NFL. Honestly, stories like this just remind you how fast a couple of photos can rewrite a career narrative, whether the full truth ever comes out or not. People are gonna talk, timelines are gonna get dissected, and the internet will always keep digging. But at some point, you just gotta step back and remember there's a lot of context we'll never actually see. Anyway, that's how the whole saga played out. Wild, messy, and exactly the kind of thing that'll keep popping up in sports discourse for a while.